Okay, hello everyone. On the possibility, the off chance that people who are not, who don't know much about L5R will watch this video. I'm hoping that some of you who aren't into gaming at all or card gaming will take the time to watch this video because I want to show you this game because I think you will find it fascinating. Even if you know nothing about card games or aren't interested in card gaming, I'm hoping you will stick around and watch this video. To the L5R players who are watching this, I'm hoping that you guys can, or girls, can fill in the comments any details that I've left out, any errors that I made, things that I said that might be inaccurate. Correct me on, because I haven't played this game in like 20 years, and so I'm not totally up to speed. I am going to speak from the time when I played and the state of the game when I played. I did play at Gen Con. We went a couple times and enjoyed playing. Didn't do well in Constructed, but really enjoyed the basic, where you'd get the starter deck and you'd play with whatever deck you got, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm hoping you guys can help me to inform those who don't know but who did take the time to watch this video just how unique this game is. You're going to see a game here that is unlike any other card game, and I mean when I'm referring to Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, all of the most popular games that have been played. L5R was one of the early games, and it is very unique. Now, Wyvern used two different decks. Wyvern is the first card game that I learned how to play, and I still love it and still play it. Like I said, I haven't played this in 20 years. This game uses two decks, and these are the two decks here. Fortunately, the other deck is a different color. Wyvern did not foresee that they may have a different color for the second deck, and that did cause a problem. This is one of the rule books. At the time, this was called the Diamond Edition, and so they put these out in a very beautiful. Not everything was full color like this. Usually, they were black and white and small. And on the back here, we have the turn sequence, which I'm going to use. I'm going to do a little run through of the game just by myself, though. So you're just going to see it from one player's perspective. I just want you to get a gist of this game. But I wanted you to first see this rule book. Part of the uniqueness of this game is the story. This is a story-driven game, and the game basically wrote the story. How the game's played was what the story would end up being, and the changes that would happen in the game. This rule book, as thick as it is not the rule book. Most of this is just story. All this that I'm showing you here is all part of the story, and people would read this stuff in the rule book. And eventually, if you get past all of that, you get to let me see where it is. I'm forgetting now where the spot is. They go through all the different card types. And then you'd get to, let me just pause this until I find it. So you got to get all the way to page 50, so you learn about the game, the setup, how to play, the different things about it, and where the actual rules are. So this is still a lot of rules. There's still a lot of stuff here, but, and there's probably a lot of rules that I don't even know about with this game by the time this edition came out. This was a later edition of the game. I'm using it because of the nice color. This back will be helpful. We're not gonna do all of this in a turn sequence. I'm just gonna show you the basics. But to better understand this game, before I show you a run through of how this game is played, I just wanted to briefly, I'll try to be brief, go over the different clans. This game is all about clans. It is based in Japanese mythology, and the world is called Rokugan. The main personalities in the game are samurai warriors and shigenja, who were basically magic users, wizards who would cast spells. There are monks and there are other personalities in the game. There are followers who you will attach to personalities. There's like I said, spells and things like that. But there were different clans that represented the different well, I don't really know how to describe what they represent. I'm going to be playing my Phoenix deck. So this is the Phoenix clan. They were all about their Shugenja, casting magical spells. Every clan is unique. It has something unique about it. So this is the Phoenix clan. This is the Shadowlands clan. They are evil monsters who bash you to bits, and I don't know how this wasn't unbalanced, because I couldn't play this deck with my friends. After I developed this deck and made it as good as I could possibly make it, nobody could beat me with my friends. Now, at Gen Con, I lost. They beat me. But I can't see how any military deck can beat this deck. I really don't know how. Maybe 1 out of 10 times. Like, the Lion is probably the most ferocious deck in the game, and I would destroy Lion with this deck. So I don't get it. I don't know how this is even a fair deck. Against Honor decks, though, they would beat me. The Unicorn were great. They ride horses, so you have cavalry units, and they would run around you and avoid you. And they were nasty, but in Constructed, they were, I think, called a B tier clan. You had your A tier clans, your B tier, and then Cs, who weren't very good. In Constructed, when we were playing, everyone told me that the 2 clans that ruled were Phoenix and Crane, running honor decks. I'll get into the whole honor and military. Those are the main 2 ways to win this game. You win with a military victory where you destroy your opponent's provinces, or you win an honor victory where you acquire 40 honor, and you win the game through an honor victory. There was also an enlightenment victory, which was very, very hard to achieve. There were other alternate win conditions that did come up, but in the tournament, honor ruled, Phoenix and Crane ruled. That's what I was told. Shadowlands was a B tier clan. Unicorn was a B tier clan. I don't know how Scorpion did. They in tournament. They are a dishonor clan. They will dishonor you and kill you in that way. They are not necessarily very good at military, but they are evil. Very bad. Dragon was not a good clan in Constructed. I'm told they were a C tier clan at best. But in the basic game, they were top 2 clans. You wanted to get Dragon. When they passed out those starter decks, you hoped you got Dragon, because they were one of the best. Unicorn was really good. Scorpion, no. Crane and Phoenix, no. Again, anything I'm saying that's wrong, guys, correct me and let me know. But this is what I learned going to Gen Con. These were rattlings. They were interesting. Don't know how they did in the basics, but I saw them in the tournament. People were playing them. This is Toturi's army. Toturi was a personality in the game, and at some point in the game, he builds his own army and becomes a clan. And I think they were really about military. I don't know if they ran honor decks with Toturi's army. This is the Yoritomo Alliance. Again, Yoritomo is a powerful personality in the game, and there was an alliance. And again, this is all from the story that these clans would form. So I don't know too much about these guys, but this is basically a military deck. They're going to try to fight you. And here's the Lion. They were always about military, although they are very honorable, and there were probably some Lion honor decks. I wouldn't be surprised if there were. Then we had the Crane clan. They were all about honor. That was their thing. All these clans can fight, and all these clans can gain honor. Not all. Shadowlands can't. I doubt the Scorpion could. But any of these clans could do those things, but they all had their features. The Crab clan was a defensive-minded clan who could run honor, and they could beat you with military. Now, somebody told me they ran a Crab clan honor deck. I'm surprised. I would think that you wouldn't run a Crab honor deck. You would run a Phoenix or Crane deck, so I'm not sure why, but apparently it did well for the person who talked about it. And then we have the Naga clan, which are Naga warriors, but they had their skills. I don't think they were very good at running honor. So there were all these different clans, and there was more. There was the Mantis clan, and I don't know if Mantis formed into Yoritomo, if that's what happened. I don't know which ones I'm missing. If the players will let me know what I did not mention, like clans that I did not mention. But this game was all these different clans. And so when you entered a tournament, your opponent was going to be playing one of them. And I'm going to be playing the Phoenix clan now. I'm just going to show you the basic concepts of the game. So this is my house. It's just a card that you use to represent your house. They actually had decks. Where did I put it? So this deck box had the house on the decks, and you could just lay this on the table and use this as your house. So it's the whole thing, but here it is in a card form, which is easier to use. Well, no, yes and no. So this is your province strength. I don't remember if you needed to have 5 points to destroy my province, or did you need 6? My province strength is 5. I assume that means, I can't remember. My opponent would need 6 force to destroy one of my provinces. He needed at least that much. But I don't remember. Or was 5 enough? I think it's 6. This is the number that represents how much gold my house can generate at the beginning of the game. And this represents my starting honor. 7 is the highest you will see. 2 is probably the lowest you'll see. Shadowlands had no honor, so they have nothing to do with honor. Scorpion were no good with honor. Their starting honor was 0. They don't have any. They can't win through honor, as you can see right there on the card. They're Scorpion. And so the names made a lot of sense. These weren't just random names. Lion is ferocious. Phoenix is all about magic. So very, very cool stuff. In Kung Fu Panda, the movie, there was the crane. I think the one was called Lion. I forget what the others were, but a lot of L5R concepts in the Kung Fu Panda movie. Whether that was intentional or not, or just simply based on mythology, I really don't know. So this is the turn sequence. We're not going to get into attacks. We probably won't get into the action phase other than to show you what you can do. We're basically going to do the events phase, and we're going to do the dynasty phase at the end, and then the end phase to where we pass the turn. This is something that became that somebody made, and I somehow got a hold of it. This represents the Imperial Favor in the game. In the beginning, I don't know what they used. They probably just used some kind of a token to represent the favor. What the favor could do was put on this card so you could read all the different things. I'm trying to get it so you can read it. This was considered to be the most powerful part of the game. The one who has the favor was in the best advantage. I don't know if that really was the most powerful part of the game. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I was told it was. You have to lobby for the favor. The person with the highest honor can just take the favor and then can use it. And once you use it, then it's discarded back into play. And other people could possibly try to get it, but I don't remember how you do it. I think they had to discard a card to add the focus value of the card and try to take the favor if they didn't have the highest honor. If you have the highest honor in the game and you lobby for the favor, I don't think anyone could contest it. I could be wrong about that too. So again, L5R players, correct me on everything that I say that's wrong. Give me detailed stuff, guys, because I want people to be able to read in the comments how this game really works. Okay, I'm going to do my best to explain it. So I'm going to try to utilize this just to show you the things. Basically, the things that you can do. You can use this as a limited action to draw a card, which was often done with the favor. The open action wasn't done. I don't think it was done often, but I'm sure it was done at times to restore someone to honorable status. Probably mattered at times. But in the battle action was used the most when I played. We would use the favor to send home an attacking unit, and you're running an honor deck. You want to stop all of the attacks coming at you, and this would send home the biggest army coming at you. Automatically just send it home. Of course, there were ways to stop this, And the last one, you could reduce any honor loss to 0, which could be important, especially if you're running up against your opponent who's trying to cause you to lose honor. So dishonor decks like Scorpion could give honor decks like Crane and Phoenix fits. I don't know how well they did in Constructed. I don't know if Scorpion ever won. I do know that Crane and Phoenix dominated the tournaments at Gen Con, at least for a time. I don't know for how long. I believe Lion won the first season at Gen Con with a military deck, an attacking deck, and the game wasn't all that well developed at that time, and the military was the most powerful thing, and honor eventually took over, and I don't know what happened from there. So we're going to set it here, out of the way for now. We'll move it up a little bit. And what happens here is you're going to have 4 provinces, and we're going to set our cards. Oh, no, before I do that, I have some cards with different backs. In a real game, I cannot do this. I would need opaque sleeves so you can't see the differences. But this is a lighthearted, when I play, we don't care. It's no big deal. When we played, we didn't care about things like that. Like I said, I haven't played in 20 years. All right. And if I do start playing, I'll only go to opaque sleeves if my opponent really wants me to. So what you do to set up the game, very, very unique game, I'm going to have to make some space here, is you lay out 4 cards, and these represent your 4 provinces. So this is my Dynasty deck, and I represent the Phoenix clan. This is my clan, these are my provinces, and here is where the story is going to form. This is my Fate deck. That's what they called it. I'm going to start the game by drawing 5 cards. I'm just going to reveal them for now. And all of this has been shuffled. I have no idea what's coming up. I did not set this up like, oh yeah, I got 2 spirit guides. Didn't need 2 spirit guides to start, but that's okay. Didn't need the Ancestral Sword either. I do like block supply lines. Path of Wisdom, not really sure about that either. But it's not going to come up too much. But you start with just 5 cards. So that's your hand. And that would be held up here, but we're just going to leave it down here for now. And we'll get into that later. That will not come up in the start of the game. The way the game begins, first you have to determine who goes first. And I don't remember if the person with the highest honor automatically goes first, or if you would, if it was close, both players could discard a card and try to come up with the highest honor to win. You would add the focus value, which is this number down here. So if I discard this card, let's say I had 5 or 6 starting honor, and my opponent's got this Phoenix and he's got 7, and I want to go first. Well, if I discard this card, I'm going to add 4. I think that's how it worked. Again, just correct me, guys, if I'm wrong. And you could possibly go first, or it was just automatic, whoever had the highest honor. I don't remember. But I think you could try to go first, and I think it either involved discarding from your hand or flipping over the top card and just adding the focus value at random. That might have been how they did it. That just shows you how much I'm not going to remember things like that. But this is a story-driven game. The story is people, events, and things are going to come here. They're going to show up in my provinces as I reveal these cards, and the story, it becomes a story. And they would literally sit and watch in the final games of the tournament, and they would write everything down as it happened. Now, I didn't see that. I was told this. I never watched the finals. I never got to watch the finals of a tournament. Would have loved to have seen it, because they brought out all the stuff and they wanted to record everything that happened. So it's my turn to go first. I have 4 gold that I can generate, so I can afford anything that costs 4 gold or less. So we're going to see how this works out. So we flip over a card, and the first card I flip over is a personality, but it costs 7. The middle number is the cost. The first number is the honor requirement that I must have in order to be able to recruit this personality. This is a Shadowlands card, so negative. He doesn't care about honor. He has no honor. The third number is his personal honor. So I don't know how this Shadowlands card has a personal honor of 4, but be that as it may, If I pay the full cost for this card, because he's aligned to my clan and he is Phoenix, I will add that honor to my house honor. So I will go from 7 to 11. I can't do that right now because I need 7 gold, but I could bring him in for 5 gold. I can recruit him for 2 less. Unfortunately, I can't right now because I'm only generating 4 gold. So this is not a desirable first flip, but we just keep going. So now we have a small farm. This will come in for free, and it will generate for me 1 gold. I can bring this in. So this is at this province, I have a small farm, and I'm going to have that. I'm going to definitely pay the cost and get this small farm. I don't think it should be free, but it is. I think that was a mistake of the game. So now the School of Wizardry comes up at this province, and this is something I can't afford. It costs 7. I really want the School of Wizardry. It will help my Phoenix clan greatly, but I'm not going to be able to afford it. I could leave it here and hope to afford it in the future turns, or I can discard it. Last card to flip over is, well, another holding, a large farm. This one costs 1 gold. So this is actually a decent turn 1 for me. I have, if we look at the action phase, which is now where we go to, there are no personalities in play. We're just beginning the game, so none of this is going to matter. I can't take any limited action. I can't take any open action. I can't attack because I have no personalities to attack. And I can lobby for the favor, but to lobby for the favor, I have to bow a personality. I have no personalities, so I can't take this favor. It just sits there. So all I can do is pay for my cards. This is free, so this will come in free, and it comes in bowed. When you bring in a holding, it comes in bowed. I can generate 4 gold by bowing my house and paying for my large farm. So that comes in. So now on my next turn, I've got 4, 5, 6, 7 gold. So having 7 gold, I can pay for this guy on my next turn. So I'm going to leave him here because I have the money to pay for him, and I have the money to pay for School of Wizardry, but I can only bring in one of them next turn. So I could let go of one, but I'm going to take the chance, and we're just going to leave them. But I could discard and replace the cards. I'm going to leave these 2 and just replace 2. Since I'm generating 7 gold now, I do want personalities. I need to get personalities out on the field. And what basically is happening here is this creature has shown up at my province, and now I am contemplating recruiting him into my army. And he will join me when I give him 7 gold or 5. I can get him to join for 5, but I want to pay 7 because I want to add that 4 personal honor. I'm running an honor deck. I need to get to 40 honor. This is important, but maybe I should let this go, but I'm going to see if I can bring it in soon. So we're going to let that go. So we've replaced the cards, and then we draw a card, and that is our end phase. So we added another block supply lines, which is very important to have in this deck because I can send home an attacking unit. That's very, very important to be able to do. So then I bow to my opponent, and my opponent plays their turn, and they flip their cards over, and they bring in whatever they can afford, and they discard whatever they don't want, and eventually they pass the turn to me, and then we straighten all of our bowed cards, our house straightens, our holdings straighten, and then we turn over these cards. So we have a Merchant Caravan, which is a free holding again, so that's good. I don't have to pay for it. It'll just come in for free. And we have a Builders. Wow, this is not going how I wanted it to go. Maybe I may have to restart this video. We'll see. But I can pay 2 and bring this in. But I need a personality. So I'm just going to spend the 7 gold, get this personality, that'll raise my house honor to 11. The Merchant Caravan comes in for free. We'll show you how that works later. I'm going to leave the School of Wizardry. I could deal with the Builders, but I really want personalities. I could bring it in next turn for just 2 gold. My large farm generates 2 gold, but I'm going to let it go for now. In a regular game, I might have left it there. I'm not really sure. I'd have to think about that. Builders is a decent card, but it's not necessarily... Oh, jeez. Another Path of Wisdom? Really? Okay. Well, you know, you get what you get. It is a good card. I'm not really skilled in using it. I used to have it figured out, but regardless. So that would be turn 2. Now my opponent may or may not have brought in a personality on turn 1. On turn 2, they're pretty likely to have brought something in, but likely they will not attack. If they do, I can send home 2 units. So there's no way they're going to take out my provinces on turn 2, and they probably don't have enough force to do it. They need at least 6 force to come after me. And the force that is calculated is on the card. This is the personality's force, 0, and their chi is 3. Chi is your inner power, your inner strength. It has to do with dueling. You can get into a duel one-on-one, my personality versus your personality, and we have a duel to the death. It also has to do with your magic power. This means this Shigenja can have 3 spells attached to him and can cast 1 spell each turn. He can cast 1 spell at a time, but he can have up to 3 attached to him. That's all that Chi deals with. So, my opponent ends their second turn. Whatever they're doing, we untap and we continue on. And again, this is the story that's happening. So now a poorly placed garden is now in this province. I can bring this in for 5 gold. It is a fortification. It would come down here and attach to this province. And what it does is I can bow the poorly placed garden to gain 2 honor. I want this in play. This will give me 2 honor every turn. I want this card in play. But I have to pay for it. It's going to cost me 5 gold. Really? All right, personalities are not showing up. Did we get one? Yay, we finally get a personality. All right, another personality shows up at this province. This is Isawa, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Hoichu? I could be wrong. A weak little Shigenja again, but that's okay. I want him, and he only costs 4, and I will add 2 honor by bringing him in. So that's good. Man, this is tricky. All right. I can use the Merchant Caravan to bow and discard a fate card from my hand. The Merchant Caravan produces gold equal to the focus value. So I can bow and discard the Path of Wisdom, giving me 2 gold, and immediately before my end phase, if this card is in my discard pile, I just bring it right back to my hand. And this is probably, I believe this is the best use of the Path of Wisdom. So this is giving me 2 gold every turn, and it comes back, and I never lose it. This card doesn't do anything else. This is all it does. It seems like a useless card, but it's actually a very good card when used properly. And I believe this is the best use of it. The comments will let me know if I'm wrong about that. All right, so I am going to probably use that to generate 2. I've got 7. What do I want to do? I want 4 for the 2 honor. Oh, actually, I should go back. Let's go back to the action phase for a second. I can take limited actions. I can also take open actions. As an open action, I could attach this follower to my Shigenja. Bow the spirit guides to straighten the Shigenja to which it is attached. So I could pay 5 gold and attach it, but I don't think I can attach it to this guy because I believe this number 2 here, oh wait, does that have to do with his personal honor? He has to have a person, in which case I could do it. Guys, am I right? I can attach the spirit guide to this personality because the honor requirement is 2 and his personal honor is 4? Or is it that he has negative honor and therefore I can't? Is it this number that I'm looking at, or is it this number? And I think this means the honor requirement to attach the follower. And this is their personal honor, when I don't even believe followers have personal honor. I don't remember how that works. All right, can I take the time to attach the spirit guide? I don't know. We've got 4 for this. No way I can bring that in if I'm going to do this, all this other stuff. And I need 5. So this will generate 5. So I'm not going to be able to do this because I've got to get this poorly placed garden into play. So I'm going to discard the Path of Wisdom for my 2 gold from the Merchant Caravan, plus 2 gold from the large farm, plus 1 for the small farm. That's 5 gold. And this is going to come back to my hand. It's discarded now, but it will come back. I'm going to bring this back a little bit. Okay. And that's going to pay for the poorly placed garden, which will sit there. Remember, these cards are in my hand, so they're not on the table like this. I'm using 4 gold, paying the full price to bring in my Shigenja. So now I have 2 Shigenja in play, and I gain 2 gold. Oh, and the other thing I could have done in the action phase is I could bow this personality if I have the highest honor, which I almost certainly do because I was already up to 11, and I just take the favor. So now I have the favor, and that can send home an attacking unit, so he's going to really need to get stuff if he wants to come at me. If he's running a military deck, I'm more than ready for him to stop him. And he knows that I can send home a unit. Unless he has a way of taking this from me or blocking my use of it. It is possible that he could have ways to block it, but they don't come up very often. So we're just going to back up and say I did that. I'm not attacking. The Dynasty phase is where I pay for everything. The Merchant Caravan, again, comes in for free. I'm going to once again leave the School of Wizardry, and doggone it, I'm going to bring it in next turn, hopefully. And then I replace the provinces. And this, again, this is all, you are building your army, and you are acquiring things, and this is a story that is happening, that is unfolding, and how it works out. One of us is going to either run out of provinces, they're going to be destroyed, or we're going to acquire 40 honor and win the game. Very unlikely anyone's going to have an enlightenment victory. Not going to happen. The card I draw at the end of the turn is the Wind's Truth. That's a very nice card. It's not going to matter right now. I can have up to 8 cards in my hand, I believe, is the maximum. So I'm at 7 now, so we're fine with that. And then if my opponent should attack, I don't think they will, I can send home a unit, and I have 2 block supply lines that can both send home a unit. So if they do attack me, they probably will not succeed, and I'm not going to lose anything, which is really good, unless they have an event that destroys one of my provinces. That could happen. I have events in here. Events haven't come up. Regions haven't come up. So we'll see what comes up here on the next turn. So we straighten everything, and we see what shows up now. Another holding. My goodness. Yay, a personality. And another holding. This is getting silly. All right. We're just going to go with it. So everything's straightened. I have the favor. I've got a total cost of 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 7 with the Path of Wisdom. I could generate 11 gold using the Path of Wisdom. So I've got 11. This personality is unaligned, so I have to pay full price. I cannot bring this in for 2 less gold. I can only do that with personalities who are aligned with my clan. This card is in here because I can bow her and discard the Imperial Favor to gain 3 honor. It's yet another way I can generate honor. That's why she's in the deck. So now it's time to bring in that School of Wizardry. We might as well, even though I really don't need it. I'm going to pay for it. So there's 7 gold. So that comes in bowed. And then I'm going to use the 4 from the Path of Wisdom. Each Merchant Caravan is going to generate 2 gold by discarding these cards, and then these cards will come back to my hand. And that's going to pay for her. So she enters play. I can also, in my action phase, I can discard the favor to draw a card and then bow a personality and take it back. So every turn I could be getting a card, and yeah, maybe I should 5, 6, but I've already got 8. But then I just have to discard something, which is fine. And I can't put this back in my hand. I can't discard this. Well, I guess I could. I'm not sure how that works. We'll just forget about that right now. We'll just move on. I'm going to let go of this. The small farm comes in for free. I want personalities and events to come up. I want you to see the interaction of this a little bit better. We've gotten a disappointing draw. So my turn starts again. We will say that my opponent attacked, and I sent them home with the favor. I used the favor, and I sent home a unit would block supply lines, and he wasn't able to destroy my province. So all is well. And we now begin my next turn, and I now have this ability too. All right, another poorly placed garden. Well, that's no good. I can't put a second one here, so that will not work. That's no good. Finally, another personality. Oh, we got him twice in a row. What are the odds of that? And finally, an event happens. The moment an event comes up, it happens right away. And then you have to read what it says. Select any personality with a chi greater than 2. This personality is sent on a quest by the Emperor. Bow target personality, which may remain bowed. If this personality straightens in less than 3 turns, it is dishonored. The personality's family gains 2 honor for each turn that the personality remains bowed. So, I'm going to not do that with her because I want to use her ability for the honor gain. I'll just do it with this nut. And he'll just remain bowed, and I'll be generating honor every turn. The event is immediately replaced. Whatever the event does, whatever it says happens, and then it's replaced right away. Okay. Now I'm going to lobby for the favor. So I'm going to bow this personality to take the favor back. This girl, I can bow her and discard the favor to gain 3 honor. I don't want to do that because I will not have any. Well, no, I'm going to be bringing these guys in. So maybe I will do that. Well, let's just say I did that. Let's just go with her, bow her, discard the favor, add 3 more honor. I'm running honor. I'm going to bow the poorly placed garden and gain 2 honor. So that's more honor. I don't know what I'm up to now, but I'm running pretty good here. The poorly placed garden I cannot bring in, so that's going to go away. I'm easily going to, see, the School of Wizardry is doing me no good. I have no spells in my hand. I have not gotten any spells yet. And the School of Wizardry, bow to pay the gold cost of any one, oh, no, wait a second. Is that what it does? I thought it was for spells. Let me double check. Bow to pay the gold cost of any, man, I'm having a hard time reading this card. Bow to pay the entire gold cost of any one human Shigenja when you are bringing it into play. Variable cost cards may not. I thought it was to pay for spells. Okay. All right. So I'm wrong. Yeah, that's not a human Shigenja, but this guy is human. So the School of Wizardry will just pay for him. That's no matter what his cost is, it just pays for him. And then this one's easy to pay for. So I can pay for him, which means in my action phase, I could attach Shigenja, which we will absolutely, Shigenja. I can attach the Spirit Guide. So I'm going to generate 5 gold. See how confusing this can get? This can get very confusing. I'm going to discard the Path of Wisdom again. That's going to give me 2 gold. That's 5 gold, so I pay 5. And this would have been in the action phase. This is before the dynasty phase. So I'm attaching the Spirit Guide to this personality. And now his ability will work for him. And now I've brought in these 2 personalities. And again, the table will get cluttered as the game progresses because you start running out of room. And then I replace all these cards and draw a card. And once again, the Path of Wisdom comes back to my hand, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 cards. I'm in excellent shape. I don't have the favor now because I discarded it, but I do have a block supply lines, and I do have personalities. But yeah, it's possible I could get attacked at this point. That probably is something I shouldn't have done. I probably should have kept the favor. It isn't worth getting 3 honor. Better to have the favor to send home those attacking units. So that would have been a mistake on my part. We're going to do one more turn just so you can just see this one more time. Hopefully another event will come up. So everything straightens. Everything straightens. And then we see what shows up. So we have another of the same guy. You're allowed 3 copies. It is weird that you're allowed 3 copies of any personality, unless the card says unique, but there's 2 of these guys here. I would think they'd all be unique. A silver mine, another personality. So we didn't get an event. Let me just show you another event that could have come up. My goodness. So there's a couple of them right there. This could have come up. I would have gained 2 honor. Select any 1 item card from your fate deck. Reveal it to other players. Add it to your hand. We have Blessings of Asawa. The next Kiho performed is attached permanently. Just things that happen in the game. There's 2 other ones. Okay, so I'm not running a ton. Peasant Revolt is very good. If this came up, all personalities and followers with 3F or greater are bowed and may not straighten. This would knock out all my opponent's big personalities for a turn, and then they can't straighten on the next turn. So, and all my guys are little, so none of them get bowed. I probably have some that get bowed in this deck, but that wouldn't be, that's not bad. This would have been wonderful if this would have come up. The player or players with the lowest family honor lose their rightmost province. It's destroyed. That would have been really nice to come up. And I don't think there's anything else that I need to tell you about that one. Just you gain 3 honor. So all I would do now is I would bow one of these guys to take the favor. This guy's going to get me. This guy remains bowed. I couldn't straighten him. And he's getting me 2 honor. The Shigenja, the spirit guide that's attached to this, I can bow it to straighten the Shigenja. So, I will not bow him. I will bow him, take the favor, and then I will bow the spirit guide, which straightens him. That's this guy's ability. It keeps him straightened, which you want, because if he's bowed, I cannot defend if I'm being attacked. Now I have 4 personalities. We're going to set him over here. I have 4 personalities that can defend, which means if my opponent attacks all 4 provinces, like if they have enough units and they could go for that, I could defend with 1 at each one. That almost never happens. But the point is I have options to use. I have the favor to send home an attacking unit. If they cause me an honor loss, I can reduce that honor loss to 0. I have to discard the favor to do it. I have in my hand the Asawa Naginata for 7 gold. I could attach this to a personality, which would help me. I can also bring in my Ancestral Sword now, which would be huge because I would gain 4 honor. And the Phoenix Clan with the sword gets a 1F1 chi bonus for every Phoenix Clan personality I control. So all of a sudden, my personality would be huge. Of course, if that Peasant Revolt came up, they'd be bowed. it would backfire on them in that way. So this is, I know it was messy and probably confusing, but this is a wild game, very unique. Even though this is messy, I am going to look at this video. If I think it's good enough to post, I'll post it, and you can let me know what you think of the game. And if I don't post it, you won't know that, so there's no point in even talking about it. Hope you enjoyed this. Man, I really gotta. I may have to make a second one and see if I can do a better job. But I just wanted to show the game because this game is unlike any card game I've ever seen. And yes, it can get messy and confusing, but the story is unreal. I'm going to put in the description and possibly in a pinned comment a video that I've mentioned before in previous videos. If you have not seen this L5R video that talks about the greatest game ever created, you need to see it. Even if you don't play, even if you're not a gamer, click on it, listen to it just a couple minutes into it. You'll know if he gets your interest or not. You'll know. It won't take long. Any L5R player who hasn't seen this video, this is a must-see. It has about 500,000 views on YouTube. The guy does a phenomenal job. It's like a 45 minute video, and he just tells you the history of this game and why this game was so special. He does it in a way that I can't, and it's really phenomenal. So I will put that in the link, and I hope that this video is good enough that I can share it, but it looked like it got a little crazy there. So we'll see how this goes. I'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.